Okay, good evening, Facebook. I come to you guys right now because, as many of you know, my son Quintel McGarry, aka Quincy, and so many other names, life ended August 9th of this year. I have been very heartbroken because my son is no longer here to celebrate his life, to be a good father, to be a good companion, to be a good brother, uncle, cousin. And as you guys seen my post the other day, it had been well over 100 days as to me not knowing what caused my son's death. There's many things in question, but I received word today as to what took my son's life. Quintel was not a drug addict. He was a young individual. Like most young kids nowadays, they do a lot of experimenting, if you say. My son was a hard worker, dedicated father, and loved life, had a very promising life ahead of him. I found out today that my son passed away. Well, part of the reason was synthetic cathinones, which is a form of bath salt, but in the family of that is Flocka, K2, Molly, and I had to come with the realization today that my son is no longer here due to the synthetic drugs that is pretty much taking over. And it has these young kids out here, just going crazy. And you guys need to realize no drug is good, but people do them every day. It's a known fact. But these synthetic drugs is not worth it because my son is no longer here. The age of 25 was the end of his life. He left behind 2 beautiful boys and one that was born soon after his death. This right here is this is what I come home to every day. This is on my wall. I see this on a daily basis. This is my son. The last thing he ever wore on his head. The last thing he ever wore on his arm. This is my son right here in these 2 boxes. As you can see, this is what's left of him. Just 4 months ago, he was walking and talking as you and I do every day. These are the last shorts that my son had on in the hospital. This is the shirt that they cut off of him. It still has his blood on it and everything. This is the result, kids, of what y'all don't understand. That y'all put parents and family members through. So I ask that you please take heed and leave the drugs alone. Especially these synthetic drugs. It's not worth it. You have family members who love you. If you're going through something, and one thing about my son was going through a lot at the time when this happened. And I found this out soon after retrieving his property. After they pronounced my son dead, my oldest, my firstborn, I would never get to hear him talk again. I would never get to text him. And it just hurts. The past 4 months has been nothing but hell for me. And receiving the news that I received today, it gave me some sort of closure. But not really. Because there's a lot of other things that are still questionable. But I ask that you guys please wake up. That Molly, that Flocka, that K2, it's not worth it. It's not worth your life. It's not worth the tears. It's not worth the pain. It's not worth it. So I just ask that you guys please wake up and see the light. Love yourself. Love your life. Cherish every moment.